Y'all excuse me, man. Having some connection issues here, so I'm just trying to clear that up right now before I get on. I don't know, man. StreamYard been giving me some real problems these last few days. So just hold on for me, and I'll be right with y'all, all right? Just hold on for me. All right, well, I hope this is better. Hey, morning, everybody from Sunny St. Kitts. Trust everybody's doing all right. And today we want to talk about, quite a few things, quite a few different things, different topics. Before I start, let me shout out everybody out there. If you're going through a tough time right now, I hope you pull through. If things are good with you, I hope you help somebody who's going through a tough time. I know a few places are trying to come out of this COVID situation. Vaccines have started being issued here in my country. I'm not anti-vax. Please don't come here with any anti-vax nonsense. I'm not interested. I haven't taken any vaccine yet, but I'm not against it. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even be close to the top level of the waiting list. So, yeah. But as I was saying, so this morning we want to talk about a few different topics. They're going to be wide-ranging, and I hope that y'all appreciate the discussion this morning. First, we want to start off with the situation with Top Rank and Teofimo Lopez and the apparent attempt to sabotage his purse bid opportunity. For those who don't know, Teofimo Lopez is the unified 135 champion, and he has a mandatory in George Kambosos. And the problem is, Teofimo Lopez felt like Top Rank was trying to lowball him. And he decided, well, you know what? I'm not going to take that offer. Let me see what the market has for me. Top Rank apparently wanted to offer Teofimo Lopez a contract minimum of 1.7 million. And who would be pleased with that as a unified champion? What's up, D? And who would be pleased with that as a unified champion? Not a soul. So Teofimo Lopez, much to the chagrin of Bob Arum, longtime promoter, Top Rank, ESPN promoter, he was pissed that Teofimo said, I'm going to take an opportunity. I'm going to see what the market thinks of me. And he pushed it to purse bids. You had Bob Arum coming out early saying he don't care if he goes to purse bids. Whoever wins, he's going to get his money and all this. He don't care. Mind you, he said in public he don't care if he goes to purse bids. Not a big fight. He don't care. Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos goes to purse bids. Top Rank bids 2.5 million something. DAZN Matchroom or DAZN bids 6 or 5 something. And in comes Triller, the people who did the Tyson versus Roy Jones, with 6 point something million dollars. Huge amount. And they win the bid. Now, for a person who didn't care about the whole thing and didn't care if it ended up on another platform, Bob Arum so far, if you even Google this situation, you'll see all the shit from Bob Arum. Bob Arum starts throwing this tantrum. But for some reason, he's mad at Eddie Hearn. Now, before he made some comments about if Eddie Hearn bids on the fight, it's going to affect other fights that they're going to do, including, apparently, Wilder, Fury versus Joshua. Eddie Hearn not listening to that. Eddie Hearn said, I'm going to bid on that. I'm going to bid on this goddamn fight. If the zone wants to fight, he going to bid. What's up, Toby? And so Eddie Hearn sent Frank Smith from Matchroom to bid $3 million for that fight, outbidding Top Rank. And Bob Arum has been throwing a tantrum. Now, what has come out is that Todd DeBuff sent a email message to some of the executives at the zone, apparently asking, this is coming from The Athletic, Mike Coppinger at The Athletic, apparently asking the people at home not to bid on the fight. Not to bid on the fight. Because the people at Top Rank found it that they did the zone a favor by moving the Josh Taylor versus Jose Ramirez off of this weekend's card that would have this weekend's fight schedule, which would have clashed with the Canelo fight. Now let me be absolutely clear with you. If those two fights happened on the same night, it's my opinion that the Canelo fight would have won over. In my opinion, that these two things are not like the other. It's not like the other. If you go to Twitter, and I'll try to share it just now, the guy was lamenting that we did you a favor and we want you to not win the purse bid or not even bid. The minute I saw this apparently leaked emails, I immediately know what it was. This is something in my line of work called bid rigging. Bid rigging. I do procurement and supply chain for a living. I run my own company, for those who don't know me, called Black Star Logistics. That's what I run. I run a procurement supply chain company. And if you're involved in procurement supply chain, you know what bid rigging is. Let me pull up the definition for you from the FTC of what bid rigging is. Let me pull it up. I hope you can see this. Let me get it closer. Bid rigging. This is from the Federal Trade Commission, the American FTC. Whenever business contracts are awarded by means of soliciting competitive bids, coordination among bidders undermines the bidding process and can be illegal. Bid rigging can take many forms, but one frequent form is when competitors agree in advance which form will win the bid. For instance, competitors may agree to take turns being the low bidder or sit out of a bidding round or provide unacceptable bids to cover up a bid rigging scheme. Other bid rigging agreements involve subcontracting part or the main contract to losing bidders or forming a joint venture to submit a single bid. Bid rigging. Hold on. Let me see if y'all saw that. My bad. Y'all didn't see that? Let me say it again. Hey, hold on, man. It's noisy as shit in here. Hold on. My bad. Sorry about that. From the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, bid rigging. Whenever businesses contracts are awarded by means of soliciting competitive bids, coordination among bidders undermines the bidding process and can be illegal. Bid rigging can take many forms, but one frequent form is when competitors agree in advance which firm will win the bid. For instance, competitors may agree to take turns being the low bidder or sit out of a bidding round or provide unacceptable bids to cover up a bid rigging scheme. Other bid rigging agreements involve subcontracting part of the main contract to the losing bidders or forming a joint venture to submit a single bid. That is from the FTC. Top Rank tried to get the zone involved in a bid rigging scheme. They asked the zone to sit out of the bidding round. If the zone had complied and not bid, they would have been complicit in a bid rigging scheme. That's my opinion. That's how I know this thing to work. If the zone and Top Rank had agreed, that they would have formed some shady cabal where Top Rank would get the fight, but the zone would show certain elements of it just to ensure that Top Rank could bid cheaply and win, that would be bid rigging also. Top Rank was trying to dampen the market to make the bids artificially low or no bids at all, so Teofimo had to settle for whatever Top Rank was giving. I just read to you something from the FTC. In my opinion, Teofimo has a case. If these emails are true from Mike Coppinger, Top Rank hasn't said they're not true. He has a case, in my opinion, to take this further. Because Top Rank attempted to manipulate the market in their favor. What kind of an organization does that to a client that they are representing? What kind of a person you got to be to do that to a young man who's simply trying to maximize his worth? This could have backfired on Teofimo. It could have backfired on him. Suppose, and it didn't even need bid rigging. Suppose Eddie Hearn and the Zone had said really that they weren't interested. Suppose that, and no one else has showed up. He would have naturally gotten the low offer from Top Rank. But he tried his hand, he gambled, and he won. Let me show you another example from another website about bid rigging. This is from Investopedia. What is bid rigging? By Will Kenton. Bid rigging is an illegal practice in which competing parties collude to determine the winner of a bidding process. Bid rigging is a form of anti-competitive collusion and is an act of market manipulation. When bidders coordinate, it undermines the bidding process and can result in a rigged price that is higher than what might have been resulted in a free market competitive bidding process. Bid rigging can be harmful to consumers and taxpayers who may be forced to bear the cost of higher prices and procurement costs. The Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890 made the act of bid rigging punishable by US law. Bid rigging is a felony, punishable by fines, imprisonment, or both. It is also illegal in the majority of other countries outside of the US. Bid rigging is an illegal practice in which competing parties collude to determine the winner of a bidding process. So if you read these releases by Mike Coppinger at The Athletic, I want you to come back and tell me if that is not a form of bid rigging. Teofimo Lopez and the other fighters at Top Rank must understand that it might be in your best interest to get the fuck out of there as soon as possible. And I'm amazed that I listened to a few YouTubers who seem to insinuate that all Top Rank had to do was call Eddie Hearn or whoever by phone and just talk to them man to man and be like, don't bid on this one. I'll get you on the back end. I'm actually amazed that people are saying this on YouTube in public. I hope some of you employers are not seeing this, because you are saying bid rigging is okay. It is against the law. And don't tell me that's just how boxing goes. No, that is an illegal activity. What you're talking about as just, you know, man-to-man conversation on the back end, that's not how it works in the business world. Insider trading is a form, is something similar to bid rigging. Didn't this lady who do cooking and so, Martha Stewart, spend a couple time in prison for insider trading because she used inside knowledge to gain the upper hand, and it took her to prison. I want, when y'all talk on YouTube, y'all be very careful about the things you all back up and the things you all defend. This ain't on the streets. This ain't street shit. If anybody wants to get on with me, here's the link. While I move through this schedule that I have. So I just demonstrated to you what is bid rigging. Bid rigging is illegal in my country and most of the countries around the world. Peace to you, boxing god. If the zone had replied back in any of those emails that yes, we are not going to bid because we understand that you did us a favor, the zone would be culpable in bid rigging. Good thing Eddie Hearn don't give a fuck what Bob Arum talking about. And you've seen multiple interviews now with Eddie Hearn basically saying, yo, Bob Arum needs to chill. Now he don't give a fuck. He gonna do what he do. Bob Arum goes on to say that Eddie Hearn needs to be careful because you know, he gonna one day take revenge and shove a bid up his ass. Thus far, Eddie Hearn has been winning bids against Top Rank. Or they've been forcing Top Rank to pay more than they normally would pay. And as Eddie Hearn said to that topic, to that comment by Bob Arum, you're welcome. Purse bids are open market activities. Anybody can bid. I want y'all to be very careful the things you all defend on YouTube about Top Rank could have easily called Eddie and been like blah, blah, blase, whatever. You are defending illegal activity, bid rigging. Here's the link to the bid rigging article from the FTC in America. I didn't share none from down in my country. I shared one from America. People complain about boxing being corrupt and boxing being this, but then you sit here and say Top Rank could have done that on the low. No, Top Rank should not have done that at all. Trying to get people involved in illegal activity while simultaneously trying to destroy the worth of your brightest star. How it looks to me right now, if Teofimo Lopez had the opportunity, he would be gone. Intangible in the house.
Oh, hello.
Talk to me.
I got done putting myself through the torture of watching Joseph Parker versus Junior Fall. It actually, like, my will to live has just shrunk precipitously.
Hold on. We're not there yet. We're not there. We're gonna get there.
Okay.
We're gonna get there. We're talking about Top Rank trying to involve the zone in a case of bid rigging.
Oh.
Which I just demonstrated because of my line of work. Immediately I knew what Top Rank was doing. They're trying to involve themselves in bid rigging. You know what bid rigging is?
Rigging bids or premeditating them, the outcomes of them.
That's right. And I just showed here that in America, in the FTC, it is actually illegal. If the zone had complied and said, you know what, you're right, Bob, because you quote unquote did us a favor by moving your Josh Taylor fight, we're not going to bid on this. The zone would be right now, possibly could be taken to court by Teofimo Lopez if he so chooses. Because you, along with Top Rank, tried to manipulate the market to dampen the worth of the contract tender. And I see YouTubers around almost saying like, that's just how it goes. No, that's not how it goes. People go to jail over these things. People really go to jail. People lose trading licenses over these things. That's the profession I'm in. That's my job. If I ever get caught up in that, I could lose my trading license. So,
That's interesting. I mean, who is making these accusations? Is it Top Rank or?
Mike Coppinger released a piece on The Athletic where apparently he had access to some emails that Todd DeBuff sent to the zone executives, asking them, well, he quoted an article by Eddie because Eddie was saying for a while that, yeah, if it goes to Perspective, that he will bid on the fight. And apparently Todd DeBuff sent this email saying, look, I saw this article from Eddie that he's going to bid. And he wants to remind them that they Top Rank did the zone a favor by moving the Josh Taylor fight. And they would very much encourage the zone to not bid on the fight. Top Rank hasn't come out and said Mike Coppinger is lying yet. They haven't said that yet. And if that's the case, Top Rank tried to get the zone to be involved in bid rigging. I just showed that it's a felony in America. And I see YouTubers around, again, defending this, saying, they could have called Eddie and just worked something out on the back end. No, don't defend that. Because this could have easily, naturally backfired on Teofimo Lopez. He took a chance on himself to see what he's actually worth in the market to somebody. And it seems like Top Rank don't value him as much as everybody else. But for some reason, Top Rank's ire, Bob Arum's ire, seems to be more for Eddie Hearn. I'm not sure why. What I'm saying to y'all is, if y'all are defending this on YouTube in any way, I hope your employers don't see it. I hope not.
So essentially, Top Rank intentionally tried to screw them over from premeditating the bid rigging by stopping the zone from being able to get him, right?
Yes.
Hmm. Well, I can't really. I think the people who I guess would claim that Tiafimo is greedy, I think that's a loss on their ends because Top Rank is intentionally trying to screw him over and lower his value in the market simply so that other networks don't get a hold of him and they don't have to overpay. They're going to very great lengths for this. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I just want people to be very careful of what they're defending. I want people to be very, very, very careful. Don't defend this. And if I'm a fighter at Top Rank right now, I need to be wondering, well, if you could do that to the unified champ of the world, what would you do to me?
Let's be honest, though. Bob Arum at this point is not worried about trying to repair or build up his relationships with fighters at this point because I'm just gonna speak. I'm just gonna speak the truth. He's probably gonna die in a couple years. So he's trying to pimp as much money out of his fighters for the next generation that decides to run his stable, essentially.
But if you listen to Teofimo's interview, he took square aim at Todd DeBuff. So Todd DeBuff apparently, well, is Bob Arum's son-in-law, right? And apparently is the one running the day-to-day stuff at Top Rank. So Teofimo took square aim at him, mentioning him by name. So basically, if Todd DeBuff is the one who's going to run Top Rank, people need to be looking at him because Teofimo apparently knows it's him. You know what I'm saying? And he's the one who sent this email. Todd DeBuff. Hold on, let me get my headphones in. My bad.
I mean, I guess I have to read into it a bit more, but their relationship is done from what from how I'm reading into this so far. From what I'm hearing, yeah, it looks like Tiafimo, someone's going to be able to buy out his contract. I don't know if it necessarily will be Triller, because I would expect for Tio to want to. I don't think he would want to be a co-main and fall under guys like Mike Tyson and Jake Paul's under their shadow. So maybe Eddie Hearn might try to get a piece of him, but yeah, it seems like it's beyond repair at this point. If they're going to those type of extents to try to keep Tio on their stable or something like, it's beyond repair.
Well, I would say to any of the fighters in Top Rank right now, you need to be looking at yourself. Look at yourself right now. Shakur Stevenson, all these people over there, you need to start looking at yourself. You've already seen Tyson come out on video and say they didn't have enough money for him to fight in December. Or maybe that's just Bob Arum saying, I'm not going to pay you to fight Ajit Caballero, sir. You know what I'm saying? So Bob Arum seems to be on the outs with a lot of his fighters right now. He's mad about it. What up, Jordan? How you say this? John Ciampini? What is that?
I don't know. I find it very hard to imagine that he can't afford wages to have Tyson Fury fight a European champion. If he's offering 40,000, he's obviously has to have some bigger budget than what he has to offer for Ajit Caballero, which is apparently 40,000. I mean, at least 100,000 would be at least doable. It's feasible, I think. I don't know what their budget is, but it seems like Top Rank is more. They're spending all of their money on their prospects. It seems they're giving a lot of their wages to. They've been giving a lot of their wages to Terrence Crawford and his opponents. The pandemic must be doing serious damage to their company. I really don't. It's hard to say really what the motives behind this, since this seems to be getting to an even bigger extreme.
Well, hey, that's just my piece on Top Rank, and I wanted to share a bit of my professional advice with some of you YouTubers out here who think this is normal. This is not normal. It's illegal and felonious in America. don't support this. Moving on. I'm going to save the Ryan Garcia part for last because I see Intangible wants to get into this cracker of a fight down in New Zealand. Intangible. Joseph Parker versus Junior Fa. Your review, sir.
I mean, the way I see it, the fight resembled my prediction to a T. It was just going to be a dirty, sloppy decision. Joseph Parker would do some decent work in clinches, and that would win in the fight. Fa would be negative and wrap him up quite a bit. He'd have a little bit of success behind the jab. But Joseph Parker wouldn't do enough to be able to separate himself in a lot of the rounds, and he'd win a lot of the rounds in by a few shots, within clinches. That would be the difference in a lot of the rounds. And really, this fight was like Joseph Parker versus Hughie Fury. If Hughie Fury wasn't as good as he was. Looking at this fight and examining it, it resembled exactly what Joseph Parker tends to do. Joseph Parker is very good as a talent. He's even got some very good skills as far as his jab goes. He can be active, and when he actually decides to push the action, he can actually hit relatively hard. And he's got a good body. He's got a good body attack. He does mix his jab up from head and body very well. But when fights are not going his way, he simply does not try to change the pace of the fight. He has heart, which is why he was able to, get through some of the punishment that Dillian was dealing with him. He's obviously has the heart to survive, but he doesn't have. The guy is neutered. He has to be. This is a fight that he could have definitely won. Now, Fa definitely could have won this fight. If had Parker actually decided to take the initiative to Junior Fa and work him close up inside and up the work rate, up the pace, which he did to some degree, but it just wasn't enough to distinguish him from Fa in a lot of the rounds, similar to the Hughie Fury fight. And also, looking at Junior Fa, he could have won the fight too had he not just jab, grab the whole time, had he taken more chances, more risks, had he upped his work rate. It's just an ugly fight. I don't want to see Joseph Parker fight ever again. I really don't. I want to see this guy I want to see this guy. Look, I don't wish anything bad upon him, but I just want him to board a cruise ship and just go off into the sea and disappear for eternity. I do not want to see this man ever again in a fight.
Okay.
I'm tired of watching him. He's a disappointment.
B. Jeff.
What's up, bro?
What's up? How you doing, man? You were in here early. Anything I said, I know we're on to Parker Fa.
No, I was just listening. Bob Arum, man, I talked about that all yesterday. I talked about it on my live. I went over there with D-Style and those guys. That Biddy Rigging, though, that's pretty interesting, bro. I'm gonna look more into that. Who you think was in cahoots there? Was it Arum and Hearn?
Well, Arum tried to get Hearn not to bid. The fact that Eddie Hearn in the zone did bid and outbid Top Rank, in my opinion, excludes them from any collusion. If they decided not to bid, or they sent in an extremely low bid,
right,
it would have been a problem for the zone and Eddie. But thankfully Eddie was like, man, fuck Bob, you can't tell me what to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And this is, as I posted up, this is illegal in my profession. And this is not a good thing. This is bad. This is really bad.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I never took that angle because I didn't know anything much about Biddy Rigging or anything like that. But it's interesting. But yeah, I get you. If Eddie had jumped on board with that, then he would have been in collusion. But even still, they would have both still lost, right? Because Triller was going to put that big bid in. But yeah, I was on. Let me say this back, Colin.
Go ahead.
I was on BDA yesterday, right? And so I was again like a man on the island, bro. Some of these people out here, it's like, to me, it's like defend Bob at all costs.
Oh my God.
Like, it's almost like their whole Okay, so when we talked about it, and again, it was people calling in, it was the guys on the panel, and everybody was like, Teofimo this, Teofimo that, Teofimo this, which whatever. So I was the only one like with the voice of reason. And then at the end of us all going back and forth, then they finally acknowledged, well, I guess you can't really blame Tio, but you can't blame Bob. And I'm like, bro, like that, but that's not before I came in there with any kind of voice of reason. Everything was about, I don't understand why they blaming Bob. I don't understand why people are happy that Teofimo.
Hello?
To
Did
myself,
you just
like,
you
yeah, I
just cut
came back.
off
Somebody
for a
called
good
me.
while? Oh,
Yeah,
go
my
ahead,
bad.
bro.
Somebody was calling.
Mm.
So,
All right, go ahead.
it was more or less like, I don't know why fans are happy that Teofimo got money, because now it's just going to cost us, the fans. Because now we got to pay for a fight, $50 for a fight to see this kid. And I'm like, bro, what? Like, where did some of these boxing fans, where are their minds at? So, and then I asked all of them. I said, okay, so what's the alternative here? I mean, because it seems like you guys don't have anything good to say about him taking the money and going the purse bid route. So what's the alternative here? You guys think that he should have just let Bob undercut him and deal with that? Well, no, I'm not saying that. But all y'all doing is bitching about him going to purse bid. So what is it? What is it? Should the kid, Bob Arum already tried to do him in on the Lomachenko fight, and he had to put his foot down there. So the very next fight, Bob trying to do him in again. So what is y'all suggesting? For him to just take the low money and deal with it? You know what I mean? Like these fucking, I don't know what's wrong with some of these fans. They're mad because Teofimo fans are happy that Teofimo finally got paid. Why are y'all mad? Oh, because we have to. They're like, oh, because we have to pay for a fight now that we shouldn't have to pay for. Y'all motherfuckers said y'all wasn't interested in Teofimo Cambosos Jr. So if that's the angle, you're not interested in the fight, then you wouldn't have to pay for it anyway, because you ain't interested in it. You see what I'm saying? It's to me, it's just like something to bitch and exonerate and protect Bob. It's like, I don't even get these fans, bro. I don't. Like, these fighters are out there risking their lives, bro. They deserve to get money. Bob taking fucking 20%, you get an extra 10%, you ain't doing no work. Like, if you did all the work, if Top Rank was controlling the venue, setting these guys up and everything, you get 10%. Now that somebody else is taking that on, you get an extra 10%? How the fuck does that make sense?
Oh my God. So their whole reasoning is that don't be happy that Teofimo got his 4 mil or whatever, you know, his percentage. Don't be happy because this is going to mean that it's going to be pay-per-view.
Basically, yeah, they're mad because fans are happy that Teofimo, like their complaint is that fans shouldn't be celebrating Teofimo getting money in the purse bid. They shouldn't be celebrating that because it just cost us money. And then again, they start to have everything. Now Teofimo's going to think he's worth more than he is. What is he going to do? Is Triller going to do this, and this for him for the rest of it? Are they going to keep putting them in pay-per-views? And I'm thinking to myself, what are they talking about? This is a purse bid. This is a one-off fight.
I don't understand.
Teofimo is jumping ship, going with fucking Triller now. I'm like, bro, this is a one-off fight. But the whole thing is they're mad. They're mad because people, Teofimo fans, not me personally, I don't give a shit about none of their money, but their whole angle was they're upset because Teofimo fans are happy that the kid got paid. And so I was asking them, I said, you look at these kids around them, Tank Davis, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, they're all doing less but getting paid more. Then they start arguing me down, how are they getting paid more? How are they getting paid more? Bob's paying them this, and Bob's paying them that. And I'm like, bro, are y'all fucking serious? So then I start breaking down how, you know, a lot of these guys from the PBC, they get back-end money, right? They don't just get the purse, right? They got them set up where they get money outside of the purse. So, well, I don't know about any of that. I got to go by tax records. And I'm like, tax records only explain what you're going to get on your purse. You know what I mean? And then so, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Bob's giving this kid top dollar and this, that, and the third. He should be grateful and all of this. I'm like, so he should be grateful that Bob Arum keep trying to screw him. That's what you're saying. He should be grateful that Bob Arum is continuously trying to screw him. Like their whole premises was, to me, it just sounded like a damn Bob Arum protection, fam. And it's like, bro, this dude is clearly one of the biggest snakes in this game. Why would you protect him over the fighter that's risking his life? I don't give a fuck which fighter it is. Why would you protect these promoters trying to squeeze and take money out of these guys that's actually in the ring, risking their lives? Crazy to
I'm
me,
disappointed that people have taken this angle because, in my opinion, not my opinion, I just showed y'all that what Bob Arum and Todd DeBuff tried to do was actually illegal, and just it just speaks to it's just bad morals, man. Just bad vibes all around. Teofimo Lopez is going to purse bid. If you realize, Eddie Hearn just had Andre versus Liam Williams. And he made a deal. But if he went to purse bid, he would have gone to purse bid. You know what I'm saying? He would have got. Bob Arum don't like purse bids because purse bids make you push your money up. It forces you to push your money up. And he don't like that. So I don't think Teofimo Lopez is stupid. He sees that, look, this is a good, this is a good win for me, whatever. But Teofimo knows that eventually he's gonna have to make deals or whatever. But on a purse bid, when it's open market, shit, let's see. It could have backfired on Teofimo. He took a chance. It could have backfired. He took a chance. You know what I'm saying? So if it did backfire, would they have laughed at Teofimo?
Of course they would have. Of course they would have. And then they would have said this shit like, oh, well, he should have took the 1.2 million. And that's the whole problem. He shouldn't have took the 1.2. He shouldn't have took the 1.2 the first time Bob tried to pull that bullshit off. It's like they got amnesia. Like they forget that Bob just tried to fuck him over with the Loma fight. Right? They remember that he tried to give him 1.2 then. I had everybody coming to my channel, oh, you got to keep the same energy. T.O. ducking. He don't want that Loma smoke. And I'm like, are y'all fucking stupid? They're just trying to lowball the kid. He just says he wants more money. And you should have seen all of these same yahoos that want to sit up here and protect Bob now. Oh, you just not keep it. If it was somebody else, you'll say it's a duck. I said, it's not a duck. Is the fight off yet? No, well, they didn't call it off yet. I said, okay, did he say he's not going to fight or did he say he want more money? Well, he didn't say he's not going to fight, but he's not trying to take the 1.2. Then Bob Arum and ESPN comes up off of more money. So what does that tell you, idiots? He tried to lowball him. It's the same thing I said about Sean Porter and Keith Thurman. Oh, it wasn't no low ball. I had Ring Guy Kyle, a whole bunch of people, Bob protectors. It was no low ball. It was no low ball. He comes right back and doubles up. Like in a negotiation, you don't just immediately double up, right? So he comes right back and doubles up the offer. Well, if he can double up the offer to $2 million, then he fucking lowballed him. Right? It's like, what's with this super Bob Arum protection? Like, this dude is not the longest reigning snake in this goddamn sport. Like, this dude has not been charged with paying off a fucking judge, bro. Like, this stuff has not happened. Like, what are you guys? What are we talking about? Is this the same Bob Arum, or is this a new reformed Bob Arum? Is this not the same Bob Arum we all know of?
I got you. Anything else? Anything on the Pac of? Did you watch the Pac of fight?
Yeah. I just I watched that. It came on. It was like on like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. But hey, man, Junior Fight turned that damn fight into a fucking hug fest, bro. I feel like this. I'm serious. Like after the 7th round, I mean, Parker. I heard Intangible breaking it down, but I ain't blaming Parker for that, bro. He could barely move. Junior Fight, all he was trying to do was hug him. The dude is way longer and taller than him, and anytime Parker tried to mount any. It's like what Fury does, like what Fury did to Klitschko. You can't blame Parker for that shit, bro. That's a tactic, and that's a way to try to win a fight. But I ain't gonna blame Joseph Parker for that. Junior Five won't really looking to do nothing but land one punch and hug and tie up, hug and tie up, hug and tie up. I can't blame Parker for that. It was an ugly fight after 7, but I blame all that on Junior Five. He was winded. He's been inactive, and so he was trying to hug himself to the end of that fight, and he pulled it off. He hugged out to the end of the fight, fam.
All right, look, I'm gonna reveal this take right here. I know y'all are probably gonna get pissed at this. Derek Chisora beats Joseph Parker.
Let me be clear with you. I think Joseph Parker needs to, and I've said it before this fight, that he needs to leave Kevin Barry. I don't think Kevin Barry has made Joseph Parker any better. I think Joseph Parker seems to have stagnated. He don't seem like, he's really has grown into his own. I don't think Kevin Barry can do nothing else for Joseph Parker. He has to get away from Kevin Barry and that team. He just sometimes doesn't see, like, I think Intangible said it, he sometimes lacks that real, like, finishing instincts, that real mean streak in him. Like, when somebody is not going to be budged easy, he kind of gets bogged down and kind of just hopes for the best. Like, I remember like watching him fight Joshua, and Joshua ended up turning it into a sparring match until he won the fight. You know what I'm saying? So Derek Chisora is a very aggressive dude. He gonna come. And Joseph Parker's gonna have to deal with that.
Man, Dillian White better hope he don't get his ass knocked out again by Alexander Povetkin talking about what he'll do to anybody else, bro. I ain't convinced that Dillian White. This dude been hurt so many times in different fights. His defense is off the this dude defense is ridiculous, bro. I don't have no faith in Dillian White. I don't trust
he said Derek Chisora. He said Derek Chisora.
Oh, Del Boy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Del Boy's a soldier, man.
If Derek Chisora is going to make a Joseph Parker fight as uncomfortable as possible on Parker, and when Parker is uncomfortable during a fight, he doesn't know how to swing things back in his favor, or if he does, it's too little, too late. I'm sorry, I think Chisora is just going to pressure him. He's going to outwork him. It's going to be similar to the Takam fight. He might actually end up winning the fight. It could be a close decision. It's going to be very close.
I can't see Del Boy beating Parker, bro. I mean, I get what you're saying. I get the breakdown, but Del Boy got too many issues, bro. Like, Parker got his issues. You're right about that, Intangible, but you ain't accounting for Del Boy's issues. Del Boy at this point is just, he a journeyman gatekeeper, bro. I can't see it. I don't think he got the gas, bro. I don't think he got the gas for Parker either.
That's true. That is true. But he did stop Carlos Takam, who arguably beat Joseph Parker. I get triangle theories and stuff, but the levels aren't too far apart as far as levels go.
Yeah, they're not. But I don't know, man. I can't trust Del Boy, bro. I can't, because it's gas tank. I can't trust him.
That's possible.
He could give him like hellified problems the first like everything you described, and I can see that going down for like the first 8 rounds, right? And then they'll just gassing out, because it's gonna take him a lot of energy to implement that kind of game plan. You know what I mean? Especially against Parker, because Parker ain't like Usyk where he's gonna be bouncing around. Parker gonna be throwing back at Del Boy. You know what I mean? Gonna be making it work more, I think. And he gasses out, bro. So I can see him by like round 8, dude mouth wide open and Parker just catching him with everything but the kitchen sink and shit.
That's if Del Boy implies a similar plan to what he did with Usyk, where it's just come forward. But then I don't think he can really box with Parker either. If he tries to box with Parker, he's gonna have to come.
Right. I think that's mostly what playing Del Boy goddamn executes anyway. No matter who he's fighting, motherfucker just keep coming at your ass.
Well, I don't know, man. I think Joseph Parker has stagnated in his career. He hasn't really you've seen other people in his, I would say, class, like Joshua and these people sort of move up and sort of like refine their skills and getting a bit better at certain things. Joshua got a better gas tank. He has a little bit more skills here and there. Parker just kind of stagnated. And it's just disappointing. I know somebody in the chat says Barry's not the problem, it's Parker. Listen, Anthony Joshua had to bring other people in his camp to help him with certain skills. Joseph Parker needs to do the same thing. You're not going to leave Kevin Barry, get somebody else to come in and help you. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because maybe Kevin Barry has just taken you as far as you can go. You don't have to drop him, but you got to get different looks, man.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with, like, people always get so stuck on trainers, right? One of the best heavyweights in boxing history. I mean, he's considered one of the best heavyweights, Lennox Lewis, right? He said he never had a problem with that. He said sometimes you just max out with what one trainer can give you. So it's not as big of a deal as moving to the next trainer and getting more skills. Now, if one of the best that ever fucking did it, if he can say that, then maybe people should sometimes adapt to that. Like, you don't need to be stuck in no box. Maybe he's gotten everything he can get and he needs to move to another trainer. But I kind of agree with you. I think this dude's plateaued. He's peaked out. There's no more uphill from here. It's just he's at this level and it's like on to regression or nothing else. I don't think Parker's going to get any better.
That's unfortunate. Is Intangible, do you agree? Is that it for Joseph Parker? Or if he gets a different look, he has more to give?
The thing with Joseph Parker is I don't know if he can get any better. Some things are in you, and you either have it or you don't. Joseph Parker does not have that quick reactive improvisation skill, right? He's never going to have that. That's something he's been tested time and time again, and he just hasn't been able to show it at the highest levels. He hasn't shown enough dog in a lot of cases. He tends to mess up his tactics. When he's supposed to be aggressive, he becomes too lax. And when he's supposed to be more lax, he gets too aggressive and gets drawn into dog fights. He just does not have the boxing IQ, in my opinion. And that's something you either have or you don't. That improvisation ability. And he just does not quite have it. He can improve his tactics to some extent, like his hand skills, because a lot of his hand skills are mostly just based around athleticism, whereas he's not really a counterpuncher enough to some extent. But some things he can add to his game, but I don't think he's ever going to be on the elite levels, which is a shame. I think he's a great talent.
You know what the thing is, though? A guy like Joseph Parker, and I agree with that. Like, I don't think he'll get to the elite level, but he has a very valuable intangible. And that's toughness, bro. That son of a bitch is tough as nails. That's one thing you got to give to Parker. And he got stamina. When you got a fighter that's tough with stamina, you know, you can see funny things happen in certain fights, bro.
Great
like
chin.
you're dealing there with a opponent that people think should beat him, but because he's so tough and he has stamina and he can weather that storm, fuck around and beat the guy. Right? Split decision or majority decision or something like that. So he's still like one of these guys. That's why I said, like, with Del Boy, he a gatekeeper, right? To me, Parker's still a danger. He's a danger to most of these guys because of like, he'll throw his hands, he's tough, and he has stamina. And that's in the heavyweight division, those are some good freaking attributes and intangibles to have, fam. Because a lot of these heavyweights gas the fuck out. They gas out. Look at Anthony Joshua. He has worked diligently on his endurance and stamina. But it ain't, you know, yeah, he went the 12 rounds with Ruiz, but we can't say his stamina's all the way fixed yet, right? That was one fight, and he went 12 rounds with a fat boy that really couldn't cut him off.
But
you know what
I mean, he probably will never be an endurance runner, but he can be good enough. But that
was my point, and I agree with you. But that was my point about a guy like Joseph Parker, because that's a guy that, you know, okay, if you can work him, if you can work his energy down enough, you know what I mean? maybe you can have some success later in the fight. Because see, with Andy Ruiz, what a lot of Joshua fans don't, and I give Joshua all the respect. I'm not one of these people. I done put up plenty of videos. Joshua is the man to beat Fury. I'm not saying he will, but he definitely can do it, right? So the way I look at it is with when you look at the Andy Ruiz fight, right? He ain't gonna lean on. He's not gonna lean on Joshua the way Fury did. He's not gonna wrap him up the way Fury will. You know what I mean? He's not gonna do things to gas him out the way Fury will. So before we give him credit, say, "Oh yeah, his stamina is fixed. His stamina is great." Let's get him in there with somebody who is going to test that stamina. Because Andy Ruiz really didn't do it. Like I say, he couldn't cut the ring off. And so, yeah, Joshua went the whole 12 and he looked good doing it. But Andy Ruiz he wasn't throwing straights to the body. He wasn't doing nothing to take Joshua's energy. You get a guy in there that's going to do something to drain some of that energy, then we'll see. We can assess, if his gas tank is ready or not. One thing we know for sure, Fury gas tank ready. We know that. That gas tank ready. He's bigger, taller than Joshua. He's gonna do things. Fury is definitely gonna do things to pull that guy's stamina away from him, because he ain't gonna beat him any other way.
Someone said earlier in the chat that Fa and Parker look like guys who were suffering from ring rust. Do you think being out of the ring so long affected both of them?
Yeah, I think, well, Fa for sure, but again, man, I ain't blaming Parker for the fucking hug fest. It's like, I was like, Fury beat Klitschko, but I won't blame Klitschko for the fucking hug fest. I don't care who you are, bro. When you got a fighter that's taller and longer than you and can clinch well, the fight's gonna be ugly, and I can't blame Parker for that, because I swear, like, I know it was like 7 or 8. After 7 or 8, Junior Fa would get hit sometimes, and all he was doing was looking like he was reaching out to hug Parker. His main objective was to grab him up and hold him. Grab him up and hold him. Grab him up and hold him. The ref fucking must have broke it up in the 9th round like 22 times, bro. It was a damn hug fest. He just kept trying to hug the guy. I can't blame Parker for that, bro.
I hear you. Well, if that's all from y'all from the junior Fa fight, Joseph Parker fight, we can move on to one of my favorite topics. I'm gonna get some thumbs down for this one, but that's cool. Lyin Ryan Garcia. You understand me? Lyin Ryan Garcia had an interview on Boxing Social where he intimated that he saw contracts for the Manny Pacquiao fight and it just fell through. I played a video on a live I had about 2-3 days ago with Oscar De La Hoya saying we didn't talk to nobody from Manny's team. We didn't talk to nobody. And people told me Oscar is lying. But Ryan Garcia somehow, he had the contracts. And somehow the fight just fell through or whatever. But I'm gonna play part of that interview. So y'all can.
Yeah, bro, I want to hear this.
I want you to hear this from Mr. On the A side. Let me make sure I get it right here. I want y'all to hear the clip from Boxing Social. Let me make sure I got this.
Now, when was this? When did he say this, Iron?
This is February 26, 2020. This is boxing weekend. He's in Miami right now for the fight.
Oh yeah, I gotta hear this.
So let me share this. I'm gonna share the screen, share audio, all that. So you can. This is Mr. Ryan Garcia, being interviewed by Boxing Social. And let me hit the play button. Hold on, let me make sure my volume is all the way up. Here we go.
Where everything kind of landed with that?
Yeah, it got as close as it could get. Honestly, my people were telling me that I seen contracts in front of me. I seen it, so the numbers were there. It's just everything fell through because of certain things on Manny's end that I don't really talk about. I don't care to talk about. All I know is he's a legend. Respect to him. Whatever he does, it's on him. I hope that the best for him, no matter what he does. And if we ever get it on, let's go.
Would that be the dream fight for you to face somebody of the legendary status that Manny Pacquiao holds in the sport?
Oh, 1000%. Why do you think I said yeah? I was like, let's go. Like, I dropped even talking about Gervonta, and I didn't care what anybody thought. Oh, you ducked him, man. I don't care. Why would ducking is when you fight somebody that's not as good. If I duck somebody, I went to fight somebody that's better. So, I mean, you can't really call that a duck.
Now, there's
And that was Ryan Garcia. You heard him, D? You heard him, Intangible?
Yeah, I heard that foolery.
Any
I heard that foolery. I need you
comments?
to send me that link, fam. Oh, yeah, I need the link because, bro, you know, I've been talking about this actually on a few lives. And I got Jose Yepes, all my Hispanic followers coming through calling me a damn Ryan hater and all of this. Because if I hate on anybody in this sport, I don't hate on no one in this sport, right? But they just don't. See, look, it's the inconsistencies all around the board that is the issue in this boxing community. And I don't care what side of the street you're on, what ethnic background you wish to follow. People are not consistent because I keep saying this. You can keep making excuses for Ryan, right? But if that was Tank, Devin Haney, or Teofimo moving the way this kid is moving, they will all be in an uproar. They will all be in an uproar, especially if it was Tank Davis. I mean, Ryan is doing some of the things that Tank Davis did in the past already, and he was getting crucified for it. But with Ryan, you hear every reason and every excuse why he's not doing this. No matter what this kid says, no matter what he comes out with. And my whole thing when I start saying it was a clout chase, that this fight with Manny ain't never gonna happen, right? It was a clout chase. I keep telling people, I'm not fucking psychic. I'm not psychic, fam. So why is it the fight happening then? You guys got in an uproar. Manny Pacquiao's team never said a damn thing. Golden Boy's team never said a damn thing. Ryan Garcia seen a digital poster and start saying he was going to fight Manny in a real fight. Manny Pacquiao's team only approached Oscar and them about an exhibition match. It was never a real fight on the table. So if the kid sees a digital poster start running around talking about a real fight, how is that not clout chasing? He never had any indication, and Manny's team never told him that they were going to give him a real fight with Manny. Manny said he didn't even really want to fight that kid like that. And you can imagine why. He probably hurt the little fucker, man. That dude had enough problem with freaking Luke Campbell. What is he going to do with Manny Pacquiao? It was a clout chase the whole time. It was a clout chase the whole time. And Ryan keeps coming out confirming this, and they keep denying it.
1-2 kid.
Yo, Iron Kong, what's going on? What up, D? Man. Iron Kong, man, what's going on, man? I just want to get up on here because you be bringing up some damn good points. You know what I mean? I don't think a lot of people give you credit for the ideas that you plant in their head, and they take full credit for what you do and don't give you credit for it. You know what I mean? So, you know, I just wanted to make that statement because I think you're somewhat of a revolutionary on this YouTube shit. You do your research, you do what you want to do, and I appreciate being around you, and I'm glad to be on the same team with you. And I just want to put that out there before somebody, you know, takes your ideas and steals all your and don't give you no credit.
No, hold on. Who's this captain in the right? Who's this?
It's Mr. Glove.
Hey, Red Glove. Well, hold on, Red Glove. Hold on, Red Glove. Let me let 1-2 kid go ahead. 1-2 kid, go ahead. Anything I said so far? Anything? Biddy Rigging, Parker Fog, Lyin Ryan.
That big rigging shit, man. You know what it is. You know, Bob is definitely just a bitter old man. He willing to put in more money to destroy a career than he is to build one. And did you write that down? You know what I mean? Like I want y'all to understand that that's what it is, man. Like, this dude could care less about the people that he's got under his banner. He just wants to be attached to him. He's a greedy pig, and that's all that motherfucker is. He willing to destroy a career of a motherfucking his one of his top guys, two of his top guys. He trashes these dudes. This dude, it's about time for him to get out of boxing, man. This dude is just flat out garbage, man. Flat out garbage. And like you said, it's illegal. It's illegal, y'all, for what he did, man. Like he went behind the scenes and told another network that they can't do this. You can't do this, and I'll do this for you. Low key bullshit, you know what I mean? To destroy another man's career and to keep that man down. And that's what a mentality of a lot of folks is today, is to keep you down. Take credit, like Bob. He's sitting there taking credit for everything that T.O. is doing, but don't want to pay the man. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. And then ice them on the down low behind closed doors and don't give them credit for how they're helping him and the money they putting in his pocket. So I totally agree with you on that, Corn. Shout out to you for finding that information. Shout out to you for digging for that shit. Shout out to you for putting people onto this shit. You know what I mean? Shout out to Iron Kong. And what up, Red? What's going on, Red? Look. Yeah. What up, Red?
Hey, what up? Yeah, I just thought I'd have a little bit of fun. You know, Ryan, he's ducking, so we got to catch him. You know, so who's gonna be the catcher in the rye? You know.
So y'all don't believe Ryan Garcia had no contracts? Y'all don't believe that?
Nah, I mean, Oscar says that it's all social media shit, and
yeah,
you know, I've heard people try to discredit Oscar, but come on, Oscar, even a broken clock is right twice a day. You know, there's no reason for Oscar to even say that he's a promoter. He could use that to his advantage to promote, and he's out here saying that it's social media, you know, and you know, ducking is not just when you fight a lesser opponent. You know, ducking is also when you fight guys who are 2 weight classes above you with the built-in excuse, oh, well, he was 2 classes above him. You know, it's just Ryan is trying to oversimplify like what ducking actually is. There's a lot of different ways people can duck. There's pricing out. There is fighting lesser opponents. Yes, that is one way to duck. But it's also fighting guys that have big names who are bigger than you with the built-in excuse, or they don't even have to be big names, but a lot of times they're big names. We've seen Kell Brook do it or try to do it. We've seen Amir Khan do it. And now we're seeing, you know, Ryan Garcia, who's not even going to fight Manny Pacquiao, also throwing out the, you know, saying he's not going to fight anybody unless it's Manny Pacquiao or Tank Davis. You know, saying stupid shit like that. So I guess Ryan Garcia is going to he's gonna retire, I guess, because unless he retires, he's a fucking liar. And I wasn't even trying to rhyme there. Not even
Red dropping bars this morning.
Bars.
Yo, Kong, I do want to say this. For all the shit that's going all over on YouTube, people talking about Teofimo and Devin Haney, you know, we know who to flame, and that's Mauricio about that whole situation. But I also think that Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis also deserve the flame. You know why? Because neither one of these dudes are calling either one of the champions out, period. They calling out everybody but the champions. And so when people bring up Teofimo, there's a question mark due to the, you know, the franchise championship. When people bring up Devin Haney, there's a question mark due to he didn't fight nobody, right?
Right.
Now, these question marks were put there by Suleiman, right?
Yes.
Now, what about Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis? Their question marks are there because of them. They choosing not to go that route. So why are these two guys, both Teofimo and Devin Haney, receiving all the heat due to a Suleiman move when these two dudes are doing what they want? I mean, where is Tank campaigning? 135, 130, 126? We don't know. Why is this dude not?
Well, now you're talking about campaigning at 140.
Where was you at the last couple of days? I needed you on that panel with me, 1-2K. I was saying the same thing when I was getting crucified by these goddamn Ryan fans. You just hating on Ryan. Now, you just said the same thing I was saying. 1-2K ain't hating on Ryan, and neither the fuck was I. That's exactly what's going on.
The problem is if you call it how you see it,
the man lying?
goes.
The man said he's got a contract in front of him.
I'm just saying, man. I mean, how are you going to be like? How you going to be in the division and not want to fight the champ? You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make any sense. And you're not calling out everybody from 2 weight divisions above to a guy that you don't even know what weight division he's in, and he's cool with it too. But none of these guys are saying T.O.'s name, and none of these guys are saying Devin Haney's name.
It is weird. I mean? It is weird. It is strange that Tank ain't calling out T.O. now Devin, Ryan not calling out T.O. now Devin. It's really weird. But you see, Tank and Ryan Garcia very well knows how social media works. And they know how, if we just keep calling each other's names, we'll make our names even bigger on social media. And that's what basically this is now. It's just a social media competition and all this other BS. I think in that same interview, by the way, to the end, Ryan Garcia gets into an argument with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn don't he's not gonna back down from shit. So Eddie Hearn tells him, if you get Manny or Tank, I'm not gonna argue with you. But why are you ducking Devin Haney though? And we said, I remember D saying it, we said so on these platforms, the Tank fight not gonna happen, and the Manny fight not gonna happen. So we've just confirmed from Ryan Garcia, his own mouth, the Manny fight ain't gonna happen. And we've also heard already, we knew before, even before the Manny fight even was brought up, the Tank fight not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. There's just too much to deal with to make that fight happen. So now he said the Manny fight fell through. If it was ever there to begin with, it fell through. The Tank fight ain't gonna happen. So who's Ryan Garcia gonna fight now? Is he still gonna say I'm not gonna fight Devin Haney?
Fortuna. See, this is something else. I didn't mean to cut you off, Iron Call. But I've been saying this. This has been a part of my look. I got a video out, fam. Like I was just talking about this on the live the other day, and I was playing the video that I made about all of this a month and a half ago, fam. And you know how I got the date down there? How long ago you made it? A month and a half ago, I made this video. Javier fucking Fortuna. He's going to steal Devin Haney's. He's going to come in there and backdoor Devin Haney's other mandatory instead of exercise his instead of activating his mandatory and fight for the damn belt. And this is acceptable. Everybody knows how big of a Teofimo fan I am, right? Everybody knows that. When Teofimo came out talking that crazy shit about Devin Haney, how he got to fight somebody, I flamed the hell out of Teo. I got the video up. I'm like, hell no. Bob can say that because Bob Arum's saying that for financial reasons. Kid, you still got a lot more to go and a lot more to prove. You can't say that. You need to fight anybody who's available to fight you, especially a champion. So I flamed my own dude for that, but I'm supposed to give Ryan a pass for saying I'm not fighting nobody but Manny or Tank? Come on, bro.
Well, I don't know what to say, but go ahead.
Oh, my bad. Iron Kong robbing the mandatories, right? And that way they can still push that narrative that he ain't fought nobody. Any big name, snatching him up before he gets his hands on him so they can say this dude ain't fought nobody. And I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that Haney has a great resume. He certainly doesn't, but he does want some smoke. And there's some money there to be made, and he is the WBC champion. No matter if people like it or they don't, And if people are still calling Teofimo, who deserves the WBC, but Haney deserved a shot at Lomachenko too. You got to look at it both ways. You know what I'm saying? So he deserved the shot too. So I don't give these dudes heat at all. And if you knocking a man resume and he wants smoke, I can't knock him for that because he wants that smoke, but nobody mentioning him. He not even going, he not even clout chasing Ryan and Tank no more. He going right at Teofimo. He's calling out Teofimo, which they're not doing. Period.
Yeah.
That's the fact. And then you know what, 2-1 kids, just to piggyback off of what you're saying. That shit ain't gonna work this time. Them trying to steal his valid opponent because they already got Jorge Linares lined up. So they can't fight both of them. So if they go ahead and you know, Samson and them from Javier's team running around talking all of this nonsense about the Haneys, no, y'all duck him because y'all sitting there getting ready to entertain a mandatory match with instead of going after the champion. Y'all just as bad as Ryan. So don't try to say that it was Bill Haney and them. No, it's you, Javier Fortuna. You and Samson, y'all ducking the fight. Ryan they ducking the fight to fight each other, but it's not going to work this time because Bill Haney and them already has Jorge Linares lined up if y'all going to duck out. So it's not going to work this time.
Right, but notice who was left. Linares was left. Now this dude is a hot and cold fighter that's got some crazy good skills, a good boxer with decent power. You could question his chin, you could say whatever you want, but this dude is legit. He's a legit fighter. So what I'm trying to say is this: look at who was left. Why are you even giving this dude an opportunity when it's your opportunity? You know what I mean? When you could jump all over this dude. You will become, look, if Tank Davis was to fight Devin Haney, right, and beat him, what would that put Tank?
Where he needs to be. And not, right. You know, look.
And that goes for Ryan too.
Yeah.
What would that put them?
I ain't blaming, I said this on my live this past week or so. I'm not blaming Tank no more. Because I gave Tank Davis personally enough heat for these fights, right? I ain't blaming Tank no more because this kid want to fight these other guys. Floyd and Ellaby don't want to, you know, they don't want to risk their bread butter, fam. Because TMT is basically built around Tank. Ain't nobody else really no kind of star even in the making right now. So TNT is built off of Tank. They can't afford for this dude to lose, right? So they strategically setting up these BS fights for him. I ain't blaming Tank. During that whole Ryan and Tank debacle, Tank Davis, man, he came out with multiple interviews where he was pushing up on Floyd and Ellaby. He wants to fight, fam. And I don't think Tank's scared of none of these dudes, bro. I think he want to fight all of them. I'm tired of blaming Tank. This is Floyd and Ellaby.
Well, I'm going to put it like this. You see, when you sign them contracts with these people, the same people that sit here and try to flame Bud for being signed with Top Rank, and that's why he ain't getting the fights, you know what I mean? You got to keep that same energy with Tank.
That's why I stopped blaming Bud, though. I stopped blaming Bud recently.
Right, but what I'm saying is, do you think that these guys are going to re-sign? Do you think Teofimo going to re-sign with Top Rank? Do you think Bud's going to re-sign with Top Rank? And what kind of contract is Tank looking at with TMT? You know what I mean? That's a question that could be asked. What you know damn well, everyone will be drooling to get their hands on a Tank Davis, and then we could probably get these fights that we want to see. Because he's a talented kid, and you may be right. He may want the fights, but when he signs these contracts with these people, you got to know what type of character it is, and not just look at the dough and wonder what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Wondering how they're gonna move your career. You know what I mean? Because you could go down as one of the richest motherfuckers to ever do it, but people will remember you as a whole sucker.
You was a hoe, not a whole sucker, a hoe. And Floyd Mayweather, your pimp, he's pimping you in these boxing shit. He was a hoe for boxing.
I think it's hard for these, because I mean, I know he's TMT, but he's also PBC. I hear it's hard for them to get out of their contracts. Like if you notice, a lot of them don't leave, and it's not like even the guys who aren't happy with PBC don't leave. And I don't know if it was a real contract, but a long time ago, I seen Thunderdome, and I'm only saying him because it was his channel, so I got to give him credit. But Thunderdome actually had like a contract that he was reading, and supposedly, if you make over a certain amount of money, your contract gets and it's not like a tremendous amount of money. I forget what it was. I mean, it's a lot of money for us, but I think it's like 3 million or something like that. Your contract automatically gets renewed for like a certain amount of years, like 2 years or some shit like that. So, like I said, I'm not saying the contract was how the contracts really are, but if that is true, it's extremely hard for them to even get out of them contracts.
Yeah, I seen that video Ant did, bro. He broke it down like the Al Heyman slave contract or some shit.
Yeah.
Man, he broke that shit down. He broke that shit down.
So whenever they make a little more money than they supposed to make, it's an automatic extension.
Yeah, and they sign it.
Damn, that's a fucked up contract, man. Holy shit.
360 deal. It's like the 360 deal, dog.
But there's a lot of shit that was in that contract when he went over. I was like, damn, like if this is, because I always take in account, we're talking about the internet. Anybody could say anything, anybody could. I don't remember if he showed the paper itself.
Yeah, he actually showed the contract. He had a copy of it. He read it through and everything.
Like the other thing is like they can't buy they can't buy a house unless Al Heyman approves of the property that they're buying.
Shit,
that was
that's
another
crazy.
thing.
They can't invest in any business venture without the approval of Al.
Wow. So hold on. So how come people like Danny Jacobs and them have been able to move so differently to these other guys? Danny Jacobs was advised by Al Heyman too, no?
I'll tell you exactly why, Icon. Because they had a lawyer there when they was reading over the contract and they was reading that shit. That's why.
There's a couple of them that have. Go ahead.
They deserve flame for that, because when you sign in that contract, you got to know what you're looking at. You got to have, and if you ain't sharp enough to realize what you're looking at, you got to have someone there that you can trust that represents you, that does know, so that they can explain it to you. And that's what I think a lot of these problems come from in boxing, is these dudes don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like when we talk about Demetrius Andrade, there's certain moves that he could have made, but half the time he don't know what's going on with his career because his management team is making moves without his knowledge. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, man. Like you got to be on top of that shit. You can't just be happy with I'm getting a check, and I'm making decent money. Like that's great and all, but you don't even know, you're not even in control of how your career is moving in no shape, way, or form. So you have to read up on that stuff and educate yourself, or have someone there to help you get educated in what you're doing. So yes, you deserve the flame because you ain't sharp, because that's where it all comes from. Your career and your money is all based in that contract. The moves that you make in your future is based in that contract. So if you're not paying attention to it and you just sign in your name, hey, that's what happens, man.
I say, let me say this right quick. He just broke it down. Like he broke it down real good. But I just want to keep people give a perspective on this. I ain't making no excuse for these kids, right? But if you think about it, that's sports all around, bro. Because a con man is good at what he does, right? And then so we actually asking 21 and 20-year-old kids not to be con. They don't have the experience not to be con, man. You know what I mean? They still learning life. Like how many dumbass mistakes did we make at 21? Now you talking about people throwing millions of dollars at them? I mean, again, I ain't giving them no excuse, but I'm just saying, like, that's just, we gotta.
What it boils down to the company you keep, though. There's got to be some sharp people around you, and if they ain't in cahoots with the motherfucker signing the contract that you're with, and then they're there to tell you, hey, man, this probably ain't the best move. You know what I mean? You got to have a decent circle around you, a trustworthy circle. And so that comes down to your character and how you judge who you see. So I'm not saying that I'm putting everything on them, but they definitely got to take some sort of blame, because ignorance is not an excuse.
No, that's true. They got to be held accountable. I'm just saying, like, the people around them, like, 150, y'all know Michael Williams Jr. and his dad, right? 150 and 300. So this kid, he's a younger kid, Michael Williams Jr. and his dad. The thing is this, like, a lot of these athletes come from poverty, fam, right? And, like, they don't know how to manage money. Their parents don't know how to manage money. Their uncles, their aunts, because they come from poverty, man. And again, I'm not making excuses. I'm just being realistic about it. Like, we can hold them accountable, but I look at myself. I just take myself for an example. At 22, my surroundings, the people that was around me, my family, and shit like that. Bro, I would have made the same mistake. I'm just being honest. I would have made the same mistake.
Hold on, D. Hey, who this?
Yeah, bro. This the L employee, bro. Hey, man. Jeffrey, right, bro. You know, like, you know, you don't want to end up like, you know, like employee all your life. You know, you want to be a boss and everything, you know?
Oh, man.
For a second there, I really thought it was.
I thought it was fucking El Jefe.
Hey, I just want to say one other thing real quick. There's only three guys that I've seen that seem to have been smart enough to avoid if that contract was real. Like I said, I give benefit of the doubt that or I'll say there's definitely a possibility that, you know, it wasn't a real contract. But the only three guys that I've seen been able to avoid the bullshit, or at least have more say so than like the other 98% of PBC is Danny Jacobs, Manny Pacquiao, and as much as I hate to say it, Amir Khan. Those are the only three guys that seem to have
what about Mikey?
Concept.
What about
Mikey Garcia too? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Mikey, because Mikey was able to go over to fight what's his name, on DAZN.
Vargas.
So yeah, Vargas. So yeah, but other than that, it seems like everybody else they can't make their own. They can't make their own moves. They can't fight whoever the fuck they want to fight. If you think they really want to fight these guys, because sometimes I think that they don't. But yeah, that's exactly what the name of that. It was a live that he did. So if anybody's interested, I'm sure if you look up Thunderdome slave contracts or PBC slave contracts, it'll come up. It is long. Like anybody who's ever watched Thunderdome, you know it's gonna be a long. It ain't gonna be short.
Hey, look, bro, I don't even know what you're talking about, son, because you know me, I ain't with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, last time I'm checked, I'm the last guy that really gave Manny Pacquiao, a fight. You know what I'm saying? AB didn't give him. You know what I'm saying? And who else in PBC has gotten a fight other than Floyd against Pac? Me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm that guy. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta plug this real quick. I'm not like really big on plugging my own shit, but I gotta plug this real quick. I made a fake commercial of the Once Upon a Time book. And I'm so proud of it. Like, if you haven't seen it, you do got to go check it out. It's on my video about it's the intro to my video of the Manny Pacquiao and the $50 million fight. I did like a fake bedtime story thing with Keith Thurman. It's called the Once Upon a Time series, and
I'll check that out definitely.
Shit, Ray, I renamed that dude. That shit. I was like, he ain't Once Time Thurman no more.
Yeah.
He is once upon a time Thurman. That motherfucker's done.
Well, you're one of the people that came to mind when I thought of this idea. It's like supposed to be like a collection of story, like bedtime stories for your kids.
You know,
And
originally,
the shit came out better than I expected.
I just want to say, originally, my full name used to be Keith. Once upon a time, on a leap year in a blue moon. That was too long of a name, so we had to cut it out. You know what I'm saying? We had to cut it short. You know what I'm saying?
But hey, yo, I'm gonna wrap up just now. But I want to say though, I want to challenge Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford. Sean Porter to petition the WBO to become the mandatory for Terrence Crawford in the WBO, and I want to challenge both of them also to take their fight to purse bids. Teofimo Lopez, in my opinion, set a trend, and I think it should be followed by a lot more fighters. I think Sean Porter, rather than sitting here haggling with Bob for $2 million or whatever, I think you and Terrence Crawford, this is a much bigger fight than George Kambosos and Teofimo Lopez, in my opinion. And I want to challenge both of you veterans who've built up your names in boxing. If you think you're worth so much, if you think you're this, you think you're that, take it to purse bids. Take it to purse bids.
Facts.
That's my opinion. I don't want to hear all that about Bob, give me more, Bob, give me more. No. Do what Teofimo Lopez did. That man bet on himself. He's a so-called rookie in the game. And I think y'all should do the same thing like Teofimo. If you think you're so this and that, this is one way to see your market value. That's just my opinion on that. Anything else y'all got to say?
I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
Welcome to the $1 Million Club. You know, multi-$1 million club. You know, but I done been doing this. You know what I mean? I done been there. I've been there, done that, did it twice over again. And listen, I'm here. You know where to find me, baby. Go, you know, you got your little stacks up. Now you know it's time to put up or shut up. And after this fight, you know, because you're gonna make it easy work. But now come get this real work after that fight.
Mr. Glove.
Yeah.
Anything else to close out?
I mean, everybody here made some great points. Like, you know, that I love that you brought that up, to petition for, you know, to mandate that fight, to order it. I have a feeling that that's not even an option for him though. For Sean, you know, Sean Porter.
Why?
Like, you know, I in a perfect world, that's exactly what would happen. But I don't think, you know, if these contracts, like I said, just look up PBC slave contracts or whatever, and you know, like I said, take it with a grain of salt. But if those contracts are real, then he may not even that option may not even be available to him. It would have to be up to Al Heyman to give him the blessing to do that, and then it could go to first bid and all this. And it's just, this is the shit that kills the sport. All right, when these guys can't even if they want to do the right thing, they can't, because of some fucked up shit. But it's also no excuse, because you can't just put your name on the dotted line just because. You gotta, it's like 1-2 Kid said, you know, either know what you're signing, or get somebody who knows the shit to look over it before you sign it. And yeah, it's this sport can be a real downer sometimes, but hopefully one way or another, the real fights get made. So that's all I gotta say.
Bro, I want to say this. Thanks for having me on, Iron Cone. Thanks for bringing to the table. Like, you brought a lot of good stuff to the table this morning. I'm gonna tell you right now, the bid rigging That was beautiful stuff, bro. And I'm getting ready to do a video that I'm going to shout out Iron Cone and dedicate it to Iron Cone about this damn lion rhyme. I'm on the title of that Iron Cone, but I'm telling you now, and I'm going to give you all praise and say, yup, this comes from my guy Iron Cone. But I'm damn sure going to speak on that more because I've been catching a whole lot of heat just telling the truth about Ryan. And the inconsistencies with Ryan is out of control, fam. You know, it's out of control. He's not in position to say he's only going to fight 2 dudes. He's not in position to do that. His best win is Luke Campbell. Since when do you fight a Luke Campbell and then you get to start calling your shots in boxing? Nah, bro. Nah.
There you go. 1-2 kid.
Shout out to Iron Kong, D Jeff. Go ahead and cook. Actual, Red Glove Militant. Nice to see Actual Red Glove on here. I ain't seen Actual in a minute. But yeah, man, like I totally agree with D with what he said about you, Iron Kong. I appreciate you having me on the panel. And for these young kids, man, get them contracts signed the right way and then get the strap, man. Act like you want the strap, motherfucker. Shit. What you doing? What you capping for? You got strap right there, man. Go get that shit. Get it.
What you mean, 1-2 kid? The man said he saw the contracts right in front of him, but the fight fell through.
What the fuck that got to do with anything? There's a strap right there in this division. Go get that motherfucker.
Hey, Iron Cone, just real quick, I want to say this. Much respect to Bill Haney, right? Because everybody knows that Devin came up around Mayweather Gym and all of them. Bill won't go in for that shit from the start. He said, I'm not signing with these crazy motherfuckers. And he was right in the camp. So respect to Bill Haney for not even engaging in that dumb shit.
I heard you say, D, that he probably signed the best deal out of all of them. And you're right. He signed the best fucking deal out of all of them. You know what I mean? He signed the best deal. I mean, what he signed basically, like what it is, it's a partnership. You know what I'm saying? And that's the best case scenario for Devin Haney. But let me go over what I said early on. A lot of you YouTubers out here backing up Bob Arum and his bullshit. I want y'all to know, in my profession, what Bob Arum tried to do was illegal in almost every country that I know of. You cannot try to collude with a competitor to try and manipulate the value of a tendered contract. Stop backing up people who are doing illegal acts because you like them. All right?
That's fucking illegal.
Yeah.
It's illegal.
Who said that? That's like a meme.
Yeah, that's White. White said that shit.
Oh yeah, that's right.
For the UFC.
That one dude who does the computer animated shit uses that a lot.
It's fucking illegal.
Hey, real quick, I forgot to say this, and everybody, don't forget to subscribe to everybody on the panel. Everybody here has a channel. Actual facts, he doesn't put up a lot of shit, but when he has time, he'll give it to y'all with a fire ass live. So make sure you subscribe to him. If you're listening to this, you ain't subscribed to Iron Kong, I don't know what the fuck you doing. D Jefferson, he puts in a lot of work. He's like the James Brown of the YTVC. He's the hardest working man. Like, I don't see nobody who goes live as much as him. He's even put a lot of time into editing. This dude does film study on boxers. Like, he watches like 3 fights at once. I don't know how he does it. And then he puts out his predictions in the prediction league. And then 1-2 Kid, he got some fire ass edits. So make sure y'all subscribe to everybody on the panel.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for joining me. Santos, you want to say something?
Oh yeah, man. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for the kind words, gents, man. Pleasure being here, man.
Hey, Santos, I need you to do I know you have a picture of Deontay with a duck bill. I need Ryan with a duck bill.
Ryan, yeah, man.
I need Ryan with a duck bill.
Yeah.
Is that Tank with Baby Ryan?
Yep.
Hey, y'all have a nice day, man.
With a cape on.
Peace
a
out.
K pod.
With a
Peace
K.
out. Y'all.
Peace.
Peace out.
y'all.
And to everybody in the chat who came on and, participated in, whatever way you did, whether early or late, I want to thank y'all as usual, man. Y'all take care of yourselves. Be good to each other. And take a bath and mind your business. Peace.